Welcome back to PrintShift. The final install of the PrintShift 3.0, it is adding a Raspberry Pi to your part ejecting 3D printer. What this does allows you to access your printer remotely. Octoprint is a great way to access any printer remotely, but more to the point, you can plug your printer into different cloud services and run parts from anywhere in the world. Instead of having to come back to your printer to clear the bed, Part Ejector takes care of that. So this is really making the machine fulfill its promise of part ejection. So, what you need? Pi case. This time I'm using a Pi 4. You don't need any of the RAM updates or anything like that. I normally do have a heatsink on there. I don't have one right now. I usually don't use a fan on it. I've never had problems with heat that way. It is mounted a fair chunk below the bed, so it should not experience too much heating. Using 4 2.5mm screws. And now this is the same, if you're using a Pi 3 or even a 2, you can use a different case, but the same mounting screws. That's why we're actually using the 4 screw holes on the Pi and 2.5mm screws. I know they're a little odd, 35mm long. It's a special order, but got the internet. I'm also going to be mounting a webcam. Normally I use the Pi camera, but I'd like to throw a webcam on there because you can get nice webcams that have built-in halo lights now. And I want to put this up for special purpose streaming so you can all see the prints off of this. Now, I'm not going to show you the install of Octoprint itself, or rather the throwing it onto the SD card, because Octopi has a very nice tutorial linked in the description, and really it's as easy as get an SD card on a computer connected to the internet, run the Pi installer. You can just select Octopi as an OS and it will install it for you. Even as the bonus of configuring your Wi-Fi and even your service name. So this printer has a name, even though I haven't even turned it on yet. His name is Cannon Fodder. Hopefully it makes sense later. Basically all you need. Really not a lot going on with this. Once you've got your SD card inserted, great. If you do want to use the Pi camera, it is best to install that now, because you need to put the ribbon in there and then have the ribbon go through the case. Case only goes together one way, not too hard. I'm installing my Pi upside down. Sneaky little bugger. It's fun with all of the lights. So the reason we're installing upside down is because I want to make sure that the network and USB ports are pointing towards the Prusa Mini's power supply. I need the power for the Pi to point outwards. Remember, we already installed a buck converter to power this guy. We also already installed the motor mount and little Pi support, so this guy just plops right on there. The screws go through the bottom, into the case, through the Pi, through the bottom of the case, to the screw hole there. So, mildly annoying, but if you pull her to the edge of a table and install from underneath, works out well enough. And you only have to do it once. Bonus of this is, when it's installed, you do have access to the SD card fairly easily. And it's more about what can I get at easily enough. If you do add a fan there, it's blowing down. Make sure you mount it so it's blowing outwards. Good idea to make sure that you can actually plug in your Pi. I'll throw a tiny zip tie in there just to make sure the cord never... Having good wire management means you don't accidentally yank things out of their place. Could cause major problems. Alright, so webcam. Woo! Made a webcam mount. This is going to put the webcam out the front of the machine. So I'm actually going to turn it around to install that. I already have the GoPro mount here, just for time lapses. We could stick... I guess we can't fit on the other side. If you fold the screen down, you can stick another mount and catch from both angles. But the main thing is, I want to put this guy up as a test item, and that means we need a camera that's pointing back into the printer. Well, might as well plug this guy in while we're here. As far as web camera selection goes, there are a list of supported cameras on Octoprint's site. I found that nearly all cameras nowadays have good enough support to work pretty much out of the box. However, for the least amount of hassle, it's probably worth sticking to their supported ones. So I'm going to swap this guy out. I need a slightly longer screw to hold it in. It has a nice little indent to grab the foot and keep it stable. Once the mount is on, looking to mount the camera. This camera uses a 1/4 inch by 20 thread, so it's 20 threads per inch. It's very common for cameras and webcams around these parts. I'm not sure how common it is overseas, since obviously English, but still. And that is sorted for a mount where we can actually have it come up and perch a little bit, angle down to the bed. Alright, so we got the Pi plugged in, we got the Mini, some power. I left the power switch on, whatever. Then I'm going to hardwire the Ethernet. I generally run my printers all wired up. Alright, let's see if the light works. Yep. I'm going to meet over and log into Octoprint. Should be booted in on the network, and we'll see how it goes. Last thing to do is to install a little USB cable for the printer. USB-A to the micro B. And that way the Pi can send commands directly to Prusa Mini. I got some nice 1 foot long ones, because the shorter the cable, the less cable management to do. I'm going to just leave it there. Alright, now when we go to the computer, it should actually work. And this is the view we get from the webcam onto our Octoprint interface. Worked out really well. The continuous print comes with bed clearing scripts already installed, so you can have it run between the bed clearing. I prefer to have it at the start and end of the G-code, and that's mainly for portability. Upload to the same slug we printed last time. And if you want to queue it up, we have a little queue button. Let's print queue those, start them up, and that is all there is to it. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. This particular machine, Cannon Fodder, has a future in YouTube. I'm going to try and get him to upload his completed prints to his own channel. Then we're going to hook him up to a cloud service and allow you guys to print whatever you like. Stay tuned. Happy printing.